Turkey says it is ready to help Greece overcome its economic crisis despite decades of animosity between the two countries. CCTV's Natalie Carney is joining us live in Istanbul for more on Turkey's road from borrower to creditor. Natalie.
Yes, Susan, Turkey has had an incredible history with the IMF and is actually one of the few success stories with the borrower. Turkey's relationship with them extends back to 1958. And in so many years, Turkey has signed upwards of 19 standby agreements with the International Monetary Fund, but has successfully paid the monetary fund back. Basically, in the position Greece is in right now, Turkey once found itself in, exhausted with the austerity measures. And in fact, it was in particular the cuts to pensions that were supposed to be implemented when Turkey basically said, we've had enough with this. We are going to dedicate ourselves to paying back the IMF and not sign up to any more of these agreements. That's what Turkey diligently did. It privatized a number of companies throughout the country, increasing its competitiveness globally. It increased taxes, of course, as well. It pushed exports to some new markets. So all these measures combined helped Turkey identify a new path for itself and get out of the grasp of the IMF.
Turkey knows full well what it's like to be at the mercy of foreign lenders. Since 1958, Ankara has signed 19 standby agreements with the IMF for more than $50 billion US. Now, after years of financial turmoil and dependency, Turkey finds itself in a position to help others.
I would like to declare from here again that as a neighbor country, Turkey is ready to do whatever is necessary to help Greece overcome its debt crisis in terms of tourism, trade, and energy cooperation.
In 2001, times were tough and Turkey's banks went bust. IMF lending resulted in Turkey's quick fiscal rebound, helping it weather the 2008 global financial storm. A year later, faced with the anti-IMF protests, Turkey opted out of signing another standby agreement and committed itself to paying off its IMF debt. This allowed Ankara the independence to implement austerity measures in line with its national priorities.
Turkey was able to develop its own devaluation and implement a kind of monetary policy which was flexible and in line with the requirements of the economic growth.
But as a member of the European Union, Greece is bound by its terms and conditions.
While Turkey was able to devalue its currency and improve its economic competitiveness, Greece cannot do this. Greece cannot do this simply because the Eurozone restrictions prevent Greece from doing this.
It's forced Greece to consider a possible exit from the euro and a return to their local currency, the drachma. However, this could jeopardize Turkey's global competitiveness and change the economic conditions of Turkey's biggest trading partner, the EU. Therefore, Turkey has an interest in seeing a Greek financial recovery within the Union.
So Turkey really is a country that has evolved from near bankruptcy to one of the most robust countries in the world a couple of years ago just. And while the economy has slowed here, it still finds itself in a very good position to sort of demonstrate its economic strength, particularly at a time when it's still negotiating its own entrance into the European Union. Susan?